They told me World War III is going to happen.
This man claims to have seen what is going to happen in the future. We took a flight to an undisclosed location in the United States to sit down with the man as he told us what is going to be happening in the next few years, including who the next presidents will be and much more. He claims to be the future emperor of an empire spanning modern-day North America that will be called the Llaves Empire. Watch this and decide for yourself.
My name is Llave Llaves. I know I'm going to be the first emperor of the Llaves Empire in the future. My emperor name is Llave Llaves. I cannot disclose my real name at this time because people will try to kill me to stop the Llaves Empire from being real. The Llaves Empire is the first ever empire that spans one continent. It spans North America. And it's an empire because it's like the Spanish Empire, but modern times. And the British Empire too. It has territories. So there's Llaves proper, which is like modern day Mexico, Canada, USA. Well, USA, but not Hawaii. Hawaii is a territory.
Now, at this point, you may be wondering how he knows what is going to be happening in the future. He told us that he has been hearing voices that reveal the future for almost the past 10 years. To his utter surprise, many of the things they said actually came true. And they said some incredibly strange and shocking things are going to be happening very soon. We asked him if this could be a mental illness and how did this all start?
Well, I thought I was mentally ill, but I'm not. I'm farthest from that. I started having voices that started telling me the future and like visions and like stuff in my dreams, and I was getting really crazy phone calls I thought were pranks, but some of the stuff is like really creepy how accurate it is. I see the future, but not really. You'll understand what I mean soon.
We proceeded to ask him who the voices are.
I can't tell you because the voices, they actually can do stuff in the real world, and that convinced me. They threatened me. They scared the hell out of me. They threatened to do things I cannot say. I do not want them to do. I am risking my life or injury being done to me by doing this video. One time they told me they were from the future. Dude, I want to tell them, you gotta tell me some proof. I think I'm crazy, come on. But like, so they didn't tell me anything. They showed me a vision. Because they could do that, they could do anything. They have superpowers. They have like telepathic powers. They have powers to like send images into your mind. So they sent like images into my mind, and like sometime I'm like, way before COVID, they sent me people wearing masks. I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I was thinking, I'm crazy. Why would I think about people wearing face masks? I didn't even know what face masks were. They were wearing like except for like, I thought like people were wearing them like at the hospital when they have surgery or something. It's like, why are everybody wearing these? I didn't think they were used. I never thought about people using them for a pandemic or virus or whatever. And then COVID happened, and it didn't even take me right away to think about it. Like, and then later I was thinking, oh my God, they fucking showed me people wearing face masks like that, like a few months before this happened. What the fuck? Oh my God. People are still gonna say I'm crazy, but oh my God. I wish I could have was talking to ApexTV before that. I would have been proving it right away, but now you're gonna say I'm making it up. Well, whatever. But then they sometimes play tricks and fool me. Or I have to really listen to what they say, because there's one time I thought they were wrong. And I was mad. I was like, oh my God, what? So they get one thing wrong, one thing right. They're 50-50 predictions. I'm crazy. I got one thing right by miracle somehow. But now I don't think so now. They told me Donald Trump was gonna be president for 2 terms. But one time they were saying he's gonna win. I was like, so win? That doesn't mean he's gonna win in 2020. I didn't think that, I'm stupid. I thought, he's gonna win in 2020. Then Joe Biden won.
So even though Trump wasn't elected president in 2020, there is still a possibility of his re-election, which would prove the voices right once again. Only time will tell. We'll get more into the next presidents, but we also asked if he could tell us who the last president of the United States will be before the Llaves Empire exists.
A question that you guys are probably wondering is, well, who's the last president of the United States? Because, the United States is going to be over. I'm sorry to hear that. For you guys to hear that. You're going to get mad about it? But it ain't the end of the world like some people think. It's actually kind of better, actually, because you have more freedom. How is the country that's the freest country in the world? You're not actually as free as you say you are. Llave Llaves, you're a dictatorship that's free, actually free. Except for when you piss off a dictator. But I'm not a dictator, I'm an emperor. But it's like a dictator, you guys think. I'm the future emperor of the Llave Empire, I know. That's why they're talking to you. But okay, be like this. If there were beings that could tell people the future, wouldn't you think they would tell the person that's gonna be the future, like president, or like, if like say there was gonna be a person that founded Russia, right? There was a founder of Russia that was the first czar, emperor, president, whatever, of Russia. Don't you think that those beings that could see the future and were going back to talk to people would actually talk to the person that's gonna be the leader or the founder or whatever in the future? Like, because people that say the other thing don't make sense. They're like, like, what? That doesn't make, this actually makes better sense when we think about it, actually. I know that's gonna be in the comment section.
Could it be that in the near future, a supernation will be forming over modern-day Canada, America, and Mexico? Could it be that we are actually sitting down with the future emperor of this supernation? We proceeded to ask him if the Llaves Empire has any enemies.
There really ain't that big of enemies of the Llaves Empire in the future. Really, we don't really have enemies. We actually make peace with Russia. Llaves and Russia are really good friends. Unlike the United States, Russia and Llaves are really good friends. They're like the two best friends in the world. Because we're both so big. We're both like, I think we're like tied. We're like almost the same size as each other. Area size, not population. I mean, Llaves is way more populated. We have more people, more freedom, whatever. But Russia's cool, like, and I am Russian descent ancestry too. So I'm like, I'm gonna support you, but I'm not gonna like, but here is over you, but you're second. So then that's how we get along. And I'm like, so I promise to protect you. I'm not gonna do anything against you. But if I'm protecting you, you better not do anything against me. And I'm not gonna be like the old United States. This is the new world. This is the new world. The new world. The Llaves world. So Russia, you can have all your land that you want, because I actually support a continent-wide country. But Llaves controls North America, you control Europe. And maybe Asia too. I mean, not islands. Obviously, maybe, like, I don't want you to have, like, England and Japan or something in, like, Spain, because that doesn't make sense to me, like, because that's culture difference, a really big culture difference. I mean, France is too, but they can be assimilated easier.
We proceeded to ask the man if there are any medical advancements to look out for in the future, and this is what he said.
One thing that's going to be a problem in the Llave Empire we're going to have to fix is diabetes. I'm going to make sure the Llave Empire cures diabetes for one reason. A selfish reason, but it's a good reason. I'm probably going to become a diabetic because I love soda. I'm a soda addict. So drinking so much soda, diabetes. I'm like, I want to drink as much soda as I want. So we got to try to cure for diabetes so I can not die or get like leg cut off. Because I don't want anybody getting their leg cut off unless there's like bad people that deserve it. So I'm gonna drink as much Coca-Cola and Pepsi as I want. Pepsi. The soda of the emperor. The two sodas emperor, like Russia and Llaves, Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
As if this man's story has not been incredible enough, he also alleges to have actually visited a different time period physically, by way of time traveling via something called quantum leap. Here is what he had to say about that.
I have technically time traveled one time. The alien, I call them aliens, they're not aliens. They're people, I think, that are in the future that change the world like aliens, because I can see what they look like, or they show me what they look like. I don't know what they actually look like. They show me what they, like, a thing of what they look like when I'm telepathically talking to them over time, like a time phone, like a telepathic time phone call, video call, vision thingy. That's the best way I can describe it. They said, since I'm the first emperor, and they live in the Llave Empire, and they live like they're a really far time away. I can't say, they don't want me to say. They're getting mad at me probably for just doing what I'm doing. But I'm gonna try to handle this, and they're like, you're not gonna kill your first emperor. I don't think, I hope not. So I like the show Quantum Leap, right? I wanted to test this. I want to do another test to see if they're real. And I wanted to see if they could do this. I'm like, you know this show Quantum Leap, right? And they're like, obviously we do. And I'm like, and they can read my mind, so they know what I was gonna ask. But they still wait till I ask them in my mind so they know. Or so I asked them directly. I'm like, I want a quantum leap. They're like, when? We're not letting you do future. Sorry, no future. So I asked them, can you send me like the 1950? There's a reason. Okay, I didn't really say it, but I'm going to say, since I like saying, telling the people of the Llaves Empire, which causes the rest of the world to know, I feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it because this is what the Emperor has to do. Emperor has to make small sacrifices. Not a big one, like I asked my Llave soldiers, but I would like be out in the front lines pretty much with Llave soldiers if there was a war. I would actually like to be in front of the line. I would be scared as hell to get killed or whatever, but that's what I feel like that's what I would have to do. Because I actually would love my empire and my people. And I would never ask somebody in the Llave Empire to do something I wouldn't do. I would, but like not make a sacrifice I wouldn't make. Like I would sacrifice my life for the Llave Empire. But if there was a situation where it was between me and every citizen of the Llave Empire, I would say kill me, let everybody else live. I really would. So that makes me a good emperor, I think. And I would be able to make the tough calls like between 30,000 people and 500 million people. I would fucking hate it, though. Because who wouldn't want to save hundreds of millions or thousands? Tough decision. Most people in the world can't make that decision anymore. That's the problem with this fucking world right now, and what I want to get rid of. So all you people not even saying it's not real, make it real if you agree what I say. Help me make it real. Just like, okay, let's talk about drugs. How in the freest country in the world do you not have the right to do drugs? Tell me this. It's bad for you. Okay, use that argument. Cars, dogs, food that is bad for you, like Taco Bell, which I love. I'm a poor man, rich emperor. I'm a hybrid thing. We'll talk about hybrid clones in a minute. That's something interesting you're gonna like. They exist in the Llave Empire, thanks to me too. That's my two big ideas. Hybrid clones in the Llave Empire. You'll learn what a hybrid clone more about in a minute in this video. Is everything should be illegal if it's bad for you. Everything that's bad for you should be illegal. Then no, but just drugs. Alcohol and cigarettes should be illegal then, but I don't think they should be. I don't think any of those things should be illegal, so the drugs shouldn't be either. Drug addicts. There's alcoholics, that's the same thing. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. Okay, so you're wondering how I time travel. I accidentally went off on a thing. So I said to them, I want to go 1950s. 50s? I don't remember what year they sent me to. It was 50 something. So they have the power to quantum leap people. Which is crazy, it's awesome. They're only gonna let me do it one time, so I went to 1950. And the person that they had me be, I wasn't the president or anything, that would have been crazy, and they said they couldn't let me do anything that could change history too much. So I was like, I want to be a famous person. And so I wanted to be a man, because I thought it was a woman. It would have been weird, and they said something about doesn't really work or something, or it does, transgender. I didn't really understand what they were talking about. So I said, I want to be Marilyn Monroe's husband. And they said, which one? I said, I don't care. I want to be one of them. So like, okay, but a certain amount of time, I was like, really? Okay, this is weird. I'm gonna be excited. This is weird. I'm gonna be excited, but weird. So I was like, this ain't gonna happen. And I'm like, so a few days went by. We were talking about it. And then like, when you go to sleep tonight, all of a sudden you're gonna wake up. We're gonna switch with you. We're gonna make sure he stays asleep, because you're gonna be sleeping in your body. You're gonna be his body. Like what? Okay, whatever. How that works or whatever. That's fine. When you wake up, you're gonna wake up as him. I'm like, sure. I'm crazy again still, even though I've had stuff that makes me think this, and I have stuff that makes me think it wasn't gonna happen. They're really gonna be mad about this, just so you know. I'm risking a lot by telling you this now, a lot. You won't believe what they said they would do to me, which I'm scared that they can, because they've shown me that they can do stuff like this. I can't tell you what they're gonna do to me. So then I went to sleep that night, and it actually fucking happened. I cannot believe it. That's all I'm gonna say. There I was, him, and there Marilyn Monroe was. Something happened. I can tell you. I'm not gonna tell you that much. Sexually stuff is private for me. Like, okay, it's sexual, so whatever. It was. We had fucking fun.
Along with supposedly time traveling, the man also claims to have seen the future and what is going to be happening soon in a rather unconventional way. Listen to this.
And So everything that's happened started in like 2013, 2014. I got those 2 years confused. I'm not sure. Both those 2 years is like when all this stuff started. But I think before that, I'm not sure. One time I had the shower open, right? I opened the shower. There's like water drips dripping down like this. And like there's light. Like the light like right here is shining to where it hits the bubbles. It turns the bubbles into a bubble TV screen, and it's showing visions, and the visions actually came true. Like I saw like the Black Lives Matter riots in like back in like 2013, like 20 something, like before 2020, and then I saw it later. I was like, that's that. I mean, I saw other stuff that I can't remember, but then something told me different voices. I think I have more than one voices talking to me. I think I have all these different voices talk to me about all this stuff. They are like, we told you can't talk about that, because I had told people before that we would stop the stuff, so they did. They stopped the water stuff thing that I liked. And like, I was getting mad because it was ruining the floor, because I have to have the shower open where like the water goes in the floor. Like that ain't good to do that, but I wish that I could do it with it shut, but you can't, because you have to have it open, the curtain open, where the water can have the light hit it for it to work. I want to find out how does that work? So I have a friend, so I'm gonna say that he's really smart about time travel and stuff, and supposedly, and he said that it has to do with like magnetics or something, or like wormholes or portals or something. Like I also have trouble with my ears. I've had like 20 ear surgeries, that my ears make their own magnetic field thing, and then the water is hitting my body, touches the light, and the light shines into it, and that opens a vision portal thing. And that's what's the electricity inside the water. I'm like, okay, I don't know how any of that works. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not crazy. But nobody else can see it, maybe because my eyes are also seeing it through the ears connecting to me. I don't know how it works. I don't know if anybody else could see it. I tried to get somebody else to see it, like somebody that was okay with seeing me in the shower, that could look, and they didn't see it. I know that's weird, but they didn't see it. If somebody I trusted that was okay with seeing me in the shower, I was okay with seeing me, and they did not see it. I'm not gonna tell you who that is. That's all I'm gonna say about that. They did not see it. It showed me a lot of stuff, and some other stuff I didn't understand. Like I couldn't really understand. It wasn't that good of quality, but I couldn't understand. And it wasn't no audio, only visual. What I was seeing was definitely not anything that existed now.
We then proceeded to ask about some more events that will be happening in the near future, and this is what he said.
They did tell me Joe Biden's going to get impeached, and I think that's actually going to happen. I'm predicting the future and not at the same time, so that one I know you can call out. Because the impeachment inquiries are starting. I think they're going to turn into an actual impeachment, and they said they are. So the voices, whatever, said they are. Or maybe that's what they said. I have trouble here understanding them sometimes. Like I said, you have to do exactly what they say, and sometimes they talk so fast, like those commercials were like, I'm like, what? I heard impeachment. I didn't, and then you'd be like, you got it wrong. I'm like, well, I told you that this would happen. Now, I might not get it right. If I get it right, then I got it right. I got it where I win no matter what.
The man claims that right now is the most important time in human history, and here's why.
I've been told this is the most important time in history, is a really long time period from like 2013 to 2098 is the most important time in human history in the future. Until like the end of the human race, these voices say, because they're like at that time. That's the most I think I'm okay with saying that they're okay with. The Llave Empire ends up actually taking over the whole world. It doesn't happen while I'm alive. Whoever the second emperor is ends up causing the empire. People, I guess, in other countries are like, oh, we want to be part of Llaves now, and then that we agree. So then by the time of the second emperor reign ends, I don't know who it's going to be, because this emperor is going to have a two-tier system where it could be my ancestor, my lineage, or it could be somebody elected. And I'm not sure how I'm going to decide who comes after me yet. And I don't want to think about that, because that means I'm going to die. We're not going to think about that, so I'm going to die, or the day I become emperor, because I think I might need to decide that the day I become, like the second I become emperor. So I don't know about that. I've been thinking about it though. Whoever that person is, when their reign is over, the Llave Empire is going to go from one continent to 3. That's what I've been told. By the third one, it'll be all 6 continents. Actually, all 7. Antarctica is not a part of it, but it is because it's the whole world. We don't really do anything with Antarctica. But like the 6 continents right now that people live on, all 6 of those continents will be a part of Llaves by the 3rd Emperor.
One question that's on a lot of people's minds right now is World War III. If this man is a real time traveler, this seems like one of the most important questions we can ask him. Here is what he said about it.
They told me World War III is going to happen. They didn't say when, but they did say this decade. And they said World War IV. And I'm sorry, I get confused when they said about World War III. We're back to back. World War III and World War IV is like World War II and World War I together. They're both this century. They're both very similar and different at the same time. So I got confused by what's what. One of those wars is going to be nuclear. Both are going to involve Russia. They're both going to involve China, but time they're going to be on our side, one time they're going to be on the other. One of them's going to involve like Muslim terrorists in the Middle East, and Arab people and Muslims and Israel and Iran, which I think is this one because of what's going on in the world now. And then like one of them or both of them is going to involve North and South Korea. One day there's going to be one Korea, and then one day the Korea is going to be under Llaves, where it's going to be Llaves. It's going to be Korea, but it's a part of Llaves, which is going to be weird how that works. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not going to be allowed to find out, so I'm just going to think, how does that work? But I'm not going to know. Unless like the afterlife, which we could do a video if you want me to do. Tell ApexTV you want to see it, and we'll do a video where we can do a whole video about ApexTV's video of me is just talking about afterlife. You want to see that, get this video a lot of comments of that, and like it and subscribe, because I like ApexTV. That's why I came to him. So you wonder why I came to him. And he does time travel videos. That's actually how I found him. I think he makes the best time travel videos. That's why I wanted to do the video with him. I didn't want to go on the news and be yelled at. Or say, we're gonna call the police on you for what you say. Or have you arrested or put in a mental hospital or something. Yeah, recently said 2024 and 2025. Those are fighting years, so I think that means when people in the future are gonna be like, those were the years that we were actually fighting World War III. I don't know if it's gonna go beyond that, so I don't know. I'm thinking 2020, I think World War III is going to be like considered like 2021 or 2022 when World War III actually started. And then it's going to end in like 2025, 2026, 2027, maybe even 2028 or 2029. Because they said it, they pretty much said it's not going to be going on in 2030. But the other one will start in 2040s and 50s. They actually said that. They didn't say what decade. So I don't know if it's going to be 2 decades long, 19 years. I just know it's going to start. It could start 2049, end in 2059. Start 2049, end in 2050. 2060 is when the Llave Empire starts, which I want it to start sooner. So hopefully we like cause World War III not to happen and we start Llave Empire now, because then I wouldn't let World War III happen. Like we were talking earlier about all the people dying. I don't want that. The aliens are even like saying like something about 2098, which they're like, maybe I'm gonna like literally go my entire life and then like, be emperor one day and then die at 99 years old as emperor, but that would be still great. I mean, it would be awful but great at the same time. Like in this show I like to watch called 911, where there's an episode where this guy, where he got in an accident that should have killed him but didn't. And like, you're like the most lucky and unlucky person in the world at the same time. I'm like, if I became the emperor at 99 years old and then died right after, I would be literally both like that, but better.
We continued to ask the man to tell us more about what is coming soon in terms of technology, and he said there is one thing so incredible that few will believe it, but according to him, it will actually happen. Something known as hybrid clones. Here is what he said.
So, I thought of something really crazy and weird. You guys are gonna be, I don't know what to think about, because you guys have never probably heard of this before. I thought of something crazy. This is my 2 things I thought of that are crazy, but both I think pretty good, especially for the world. They're actually gonna happen according to the future stuff that I think and no one stuff tells me and the future points to. The Llave Empire first one, obviously. So around that time, I thought of the hybrid clones. The hybrid clones is when 2 people that are not of the same sex are mixed together to make a new person using cloning. Say 2 gay guys or 2 women are in love and they want to have a baby that looks just like both of them. They can't do that now in this world, but what if there's technology that they make it where they could? Getting married, I'm gonna give people the right to get married and many people as they want. Only few things the other person gets doing is like scamming people, killing people, destroying people's properties, like stealing money, fraud, identity theft, impersonation, hacking, like stuff that affects other people too. If it doesn't affect you, it ain't bad for your health, and it ain't gonna kill or hurt people, or financially, or physically, or mentally, or whatever, it's legal. It can't be illegal. And you actually have true freedom of speech. You could literally say, fuck the emperor of the Llaves Empire, and I wouldn't do anything to you. What country would have an emperor that will let them have a dictator? A dictator, because I kind of am a dictator, but I'm a good letting people have their freedom. I'm using power as a dictator to give people their freedom, which people have been indoctrinated to that's the opposite. But then I could use it for bad. So that's why there is going to be a Llaves Congress that is going to control the emperor, but it's going to be made to where they can't control me from if they try to go bad to stop them. Like, how does no country have that, where there's a Congress that can stop a dictator from doing stuff bad, but stop them from going bad too, because they went bad too. And then, like the United States, we're actually gonna have 3. So there's no way all 3 are gonna go bad. Well, they could, but that's almost impossible. There's where they all have checks and balances, where they actually work, because I feel like our checks and balances actually don't work.
Mr. Llaves claimed that the voices that have been talking to him have successfully predicted a past president and are predicting one in the near future. Here is who he said one of the next presidents will be.
The voices told me that Donald Trump was going to win in 2016, and he did. And they told me he's going to win again. But like I said, that means I think that Donald Trump's going to win 2024. It could, and then I said I decided to ask them questions back, and they said they said he's going to be a 2-term president. That means he is going to be. So I think that means it's going to be this time. Well, then Trump could be 2028. He could do it until he dies. It could be, and he might live longer than you think. You never know.
We decided to ask the man some more pop culture questions, namely about video games and something a lot of people may be interested in, which is one of the most popular video games of all time, Grand Theft Auto. We wanted to know when GTA 6 would come out.
I love video games, so I asked the voices some questions. The big one that you're all gonna want to know, all you gamers are gonna want to know, the obvious last 2. Grand Theft Auto 6, they wouldn't tell me. They just said 2024 is gonna be announced. Then they said sometime 2025 is gonna come out. I'm like, great. Then they fucked around. They said, this decade. I'm like, obviously this decade. Is what I said back to them. In a part 2, I will predict and get it right, all the guest characters are going to be Mortal Kombat. I want to call it 1, but it's called 12 because they did the reboot. The ones that haven't been announced yet. I know what they are, and I know they're going to come true. Some of them you're going to say, well, they already got leaked in the hack. I'm going to say the ones you got leaked in the hack, yeah, obviously, and that's going to help. That's to help me, but I'm going to say those because they're actually going to happen. You actually don't know if those ones are going to happen. And then the ones that you don't know about, that have been mentioned, that are going to happen. Okay, one character that is definitely going to be in Mortal Kombat 1/12 guest character next year is Ghostface from Scream.
Mr. Llaves claimed another astonishing fact alongside that he is going to be the richest man in the world. Listen to this.
Yeah, I was told. The voices said, just so you know, this is a crazy thing that you're going to judge me for. The Emperor, I'm going to have the most kids of any man in the world in history in the future. The voices tell me in 2020, I'm going to be the richest man in the world. I'm going to be the world's first trillionaire. It's crazy. And that's also why I'm going to be the Emperor of the Llaves Empire. I'm going to use that money to help the Llaves Empire start. That's all I can't say. I can't say everything else because people might be trying to stop it. Like, I'm giving the people that want to stop me too much to stop me already. And I'm giving people that are on my side reasons to stop me, like the voices. I'm not really sure how I'm going to be the richest man in the world. I'm the luckiest man in the world then of all this stuff I've told you. So I'm better than the guy in the beer commercial. I am the most interesting man. Not in the world, in time then.
We proceeded to ask about if there is anything shocking that will be happening in the next few months.
Not really. I guess the next couple months of them are going to be boring like they have been.
One question some people will be wondering is that if you can really know what's going to happen in the future, why don't you just ask for lottery numbers to become rich? Here's what he said to that.
I asked the voices to give me lottery numbers so I become rich. They said no.
We asked the man for any physical or visual proof that he actually knows what is going to happen in the future. Here's what he showed us.
I know what the flag of the Llave Empire looks like. So here's evidence. So I had told them how to design what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Could this be the actual flag of the future Llave Empire? What do you think? Now, one terrifying prediction from this man is that nuclear bombs may be used in one of the world wars. We asked him, what are the places that will be safe? And here is what he said.
It's either World War III or World War IV when nukes are used. The safest cities in the USA are Atlanta, Boston, Columbus, Denver, Indianapolis. I can't say why, except for that the voices said they protect those cities like nuclear missiles coming there. There's reasons. They said Los Angeles is 50-50. That, because there's stuff that they want to protect there. Oh, you're gonna say, well, they want to protect stuff everywhere. Not true. Because you don't know what they are, what they want. There's people in New York, they actually don't care about them. I know, sorry, it's bad, but they don't care about them. Not important to them. Chicago, not really either. Houston, not really either. Washington, D.C., maybe. I'm not sure about that one. These are cities, they will actually try to protect when nukes come into there. They'll try to make it move, but it still might not. It still might hit, actually, but they're still safer because they're going to try to move them.
We asked him if he believes the voices after all of this. Here's what he replied.
The voices told me so many things that became true in the last 10 years. I 100% believe them. And I think you guys will too in the next 10 years. When this video is 10 years old, all the people that have watched it since then are going to believe too.
Something that has been in the news a lot lately is extraterrestrial life. This was a perfect chance to ask someone with supposed knowledge of the future if alien life is in fact real.
I think aliens are real because there's so much evidence in the news now. I've seen a UFO. I've seen the videos that make me think they're real. I've seen a UFO. I've had an alien experience, but all I'm going to say is I've seen an alien experience. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like, I've seen an alien in my house. That's all I'm going to say about that. It scared the hell out of me.
Now, many people will be skeptical about this man's story, so we asked him what he says to those of you who are skeptical. Here's what he said.
I'm not here to convince anybody otherwise if this is real or not real. If you're skeptical, I believe that. Because if this was not me, I would think that too. If you're skeptical, I say great. This could be just for entertainment then. But then you'll see later, you'll be like, oh, think back. Oh my God, this was real. Like when the day of the Llave Empire is real, if you're alive when that happens, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I was watching somebody saying he was the emperor back then. Was that the emperor actually back then?
Mr. Llaves then proceeded to give this farewell message to everyone watching.
And I promise I will answer anything no matter what. Stay Pepsi drinking and time traveling, my friends. Emperor of the Llave Empire time address out. I can't believe I just told the truth.
What do you think? Is Llave Llaves the actual time-traveling future emperor of the Llave Empire, and did he reveal real secrets about what the future holds? Leave your thoughts and questions down in the comments, as he has promised to answer them. We at ApexTV usually do not give our thoughts on the people we interview, but this story was so convincing that we feel the need to say that we absolutely believe this story. Make sure to make up your own mind.